Okay, coming to this. So yesterday I had stopped on this particular thing. If you remember, I had shown you event marketing. So what is event marketing and other things which are related to promotions directly to the consumers or customers. Today, if we see, we are moving towards the trade-oriented promotions. In the sense, these are basically focused towards the retailers or the distributors, or they basically someone in between the supply chain, okay, and not the end user. So earlier, what we saw, all of those were very much related to or focused on the promotions were focused on the end users or the uh, final customers or the consumers basically. So those were the efforts for them, and now we are looking at trade oriented promotions for the distributors or retailers or stockists for them. Okay, so you can see which are those contests and dealer incentives, trade allowances, point of purchase displays, then training programs, trade shows, and cooperative advertising. So the first one, contests and incentives. What are these? They are used to stimulate greater selling effort from the reseller, management, or salesperson. So why these are done? These are basically done to stimulate greater selling effort. So if I make those people happy, okay, or if I give them like more advantage, then they are more stimulated towards selling our product or my product. Okay, so as a reseller or a wholesaler or a retailer, I'll not be having only one product. Okay, it is very rare that I'll be having only one product if I'm having the dealership or so, or even if the dealership is there, there might be multiple dealership with one person. He might be selling many different products. Okay, so people choose to sell those products in which they are having maximum profits. So here if you see, they are used to stimulate what the promotions towards these people are used to stimulate greater selling effort from the reseller management or sales personnel. Then it can be targeted at managers working with wholesalers or retailers. Okay, so there will be some people who will be handling many of the people, other like people in the sense other wholesalers or dealers or retailers. In the sense, if a particular salesperson from a company is there, so he will be assigned a particular area. So you might be knowing this. A particular territory is being assigned, and there will be a territory manager or the area manager for that particular area. So here he will be targeting the people, the wholesalers who are there in that particular area, and the retailers who are selling their product. So here these people are targeted. Then prizes such as trips or valuable merchandise are used as rewards for meeting sales quotas or other goals. So you might have seen in many places, even at times when I'll be using some diaries and all. If you see from JSW or from any of the insurance agents and all. So if you see, you are getting some diaries, calendars. Okay, so most of them are given to them free of cost. Okay, so they can print their name on it and they can sell. The main company name would be there, like LIC. Okay, or like for example, some health insurance, Star Health Insurance, or some I told you about JSW Steel. So at the end of the year or just beginning of the year, so what they do is they print their name in bold and big and all. So they'll be having the format and other stuff with the logo and all. So everything is printed. Then it is given to dealers. Okay. So at times dealers will directly send them to their customers, or what they do, they can print. So at places they'll be having places to print the dealers or the wholesalers or the distributors address, and it is like through them basically. Okay, so it is like promoting their product, plus it is promoting the distributor as well. So if when the company is doing this, those people also get okay, the company is looking towards us, they want them to grow as well as for us to grow, because when the dealers or the distributor's name is also on that particular merchandise, okay, that is sent towards the end user, or it could be anywhere, it could be to some educational institutes who will be using their products, okay, or to the officers or to the people who are working, In the sense, if you give calendars and all, you might have seen so many places you go, on the table you can see like those things are kept like that only, where most of the promotions happen. Okay, most of the promotions happen without your notice. Okay, so if you go there, you can see like in many places, even in your house, if you see, you might have some calendars of different banks. Okay, or some cloth merchants. So what they do? So calendar is what we see, but above and below that, you might see so many advertisements. Okay, like Manniram is there, or Biblioptics is there. So these people provide calendars and all. Okay, so there are many people who provide diaries. So something like that. Or here they are telling you valuable merchandise. Valuable in the sense, okay, every year or every fifth year or fifth year of their journey with this particular company and all, they could give some gifts. Okay, the gift can be anything from uh, as low as what do you call, cookware or a dinner set. Two, it could be a watch or a set of watch, like gold plated and all. So it depends on what kind of product they are selling and what is the target for them. Okay, and are they achieving like for consecutive years if they are doing. So all these things are done. So just to cheer them up and to encourage them to do the good work or to continue the good work. So here again trips are there. So if you achieve a particular thing or if you have like crossed a particular target and like 20%, 30% or up to 50% you have crossed, so you will be on the top. Okay, so there will be some foreign trips. So I've seen people like cement merchants and all. They'll be getting every alternate year or so, like foreign trips basically. So it could be anywhere like Malaysia, Thailand. It could be US. Okay, it could be UK. So something like that. So it will be like 2 days or 3 days. So something trips will be arranged for them. Okay, so that at least like if they are not really into selling, but if they want to go on vacations in different countries, so yes, they can use these things like uh, if I sell more, even I'm getting the foreign trip as well. So for that purpose at least they'll try to sell. Okay, then it can also be targeted at sales personnel of wholesalers or retailers. Okay, wholesalers and retailers are also there. So to them also you can uh, concentrate, stating that okay, it could be a domestic visit or it could be a visit to the some like Disneyland. In India, it is not there, but in India, you can go to like Wonderla or something. You can make 1 day trip or something where free of cost, all charges taken care of. Okay, for sales personnel and for the distributors and all, it is taken to different countries and all. So it depends on again the sales personnel, like what kind of target they might be having. If it's a huge one, because even they are provided with like foreign trips and all. Otherwise, trips in India or trips, a 1 day trip or a 2 day trip where nearby wildlife sanctuary or like I told, water park or water sports like Wonderland and all. So those things can be done to them. Then sales personnel are very important as they are familiar with the market and are in touch with the consumers. Okay. In this case, what I'm telling is consumers is another reseller or ultimate customer. With both. Okay, as you are concentrating the distributor also and the retailer also. Plus, as you know them, you will be knowing some of their customers also. Okay, so that is what they are telling. So these people are very much important, and these people are also to be taken care of because they are there on the field. Whatever information they'll be getting or whatever information you are giving, so it has to be effectively transmitted from one end to other. So it could be from customer side to the company side or from the company side to the customer side. So both are possible here because even customers may say, I need this, I need that, or there are many complaints with your product and also all these things have to be communicated back to the company. If they say, okay, I know my product, that is very good. So there might be like a faulty batch. Okay, there might be a faulty batch of the product. So we never know. Okay, and that might be like without the company's notice, it might have come out into the market. So when people say this, they'll check, okay, was there any problem or anything. If the reseller or the customer, not the customer, or the sales personnel might think, okay, I know my product, it is very good. Okay, confidence is good, but there should not be overconfidence. Okay, there could be some issues with the some particular batch of production. Okay, so there might be some changes, or they might have like the product that has to be used, or many things they need to combine, right? So at times chemicals, if they go wrong, or the proportion might be wrong. Okay, so all these things are there. Okay, it may include paying the cash directly to sales personnel to encourage them to promote and sell the manufacturer's product. This is known as push money. Okay, what is push money here? We are giving direct cash to the sales personnel. Okay, just like that, out of blue, we are not giving. Okay, if they achieve something, okay, or if they have completed a certain number of years with that particular distributor, or like for every product, okay, for every product sold, some percentage will already be there. So if he achieves a particular terms target, it could be a monthly target, weekly target, or quarterly target, or yearly target. It could be anything. Okay, and how much more he is going above it. Okay, so if you're having the same incentive there also, so they say, okay, the particular times target is over, now I can chill out. Okay, they'll not work for the rest of that particular period, whatever is remaining. So what you should do, or what basically is being done is, up to the target there is 1%. Like for example, he's getting some 2% or so for every product sold, just as an example. So just after whatever he's selling after the target, okay, so he will be getting 2.5 or 3%. So achieving the target is one. So he should not stop as and when we are achieving the target, or he is achieving the target. He should have additional push. Okay, when will be that additional push? When you are giving more of benefits to him, even after he is continuing after the reaching of his particular target or goals for that particular period. So then only he will push forward. Okay, so there will be again just not 3%. Okay, this is just as an example. So every 5% or 10% increase above the target, so they will be getting different incentives again. Okay, so target is reached, then above the target 5% more has been done, or 10% more has been done. So each and every level there are different incentives or different perks that will be added, because he is doing exceptionally well. Okay, to encourage him or her, we need to give more, otherwise they become dormant, in the sense, yes, it's been done, so it is enough for me, now I'll rest. So as he has already reached his target, even the company should not have any issue, but if he sells more, it is good for the company itself, right? So we need to encourage all these people. Then it has the challenge, as many resellers do not want their sales personnel to be part of such programs and devote undue time to win contests. They feel it might not be good to customers in a long run. In the sense, yes, many people may feel, or many resellers or the distributors may feel, I don't want to keep in touch my personal with the company, because it has so happened many of the times. It so happens that if the company feels a particular salesperson is doing exceptionally well, so they try to take him, in the sense they try to hire him directly. So instead of working there, why don't you come and work with me? So many a times it has happened where a person is working for one of the resellers, is doing continuously well, and if the company takes notice and if it wants him, so he can ask, or the company can ask that particular person to come and join the organization directly. Okay, in terms of working under a particular distributor, they directly hire it. Even this has happened. So many resellers and distributors, what they do, they don't want to keep all their employees in touch with the manufacturers. So anything if it is there, they'll tell you, send it to us, and we'll further distribute. So this also is possible. Okay, so this is one of the drawbacks. Okay, so in one point of view, if we see, okay, they are trying to encourage you, but on the other end, it may so happen that the person may only, like I told you, from the company's point of view, they are contacting, or the other way around also can happen. Okay, the salesperson might directly contact the company stating that I don't want to work with this particular person. Do I have a any job opportunity at your end? So if the company feels, even if they don't know, so but the person was in touch with the company, so like how he's working and all, so they'll take the interview and all. If the particular position is available there, then they can hire it. So this is one of the many drawbacks which are there of contest and incentives. right? So even the end customers also. If something is there in between which doesn't want to move towards the reseller or the company, if directly they are in touch, it might so happen that that particular information directly moves, like bypassing this particular person. So this may not be liked by many people. So they want to keep their what do you call it, importance in between. Okay, so even that will be an issue. So these are contests and incentives. Next comes trade allowances. What are these trade allowances? It is a discount or deal offered to retailers or wholesalers to encourage them to stock, okay, promote or display the manufacturer's product. So if you see here, encourage them to stock, promote or display the manufacturer products. In the sense, stock in the sense people don't want to keep, right? Like they don't want to order more. I think you put yourself in the shoes of those people. So if you buy more, you need to store them somewhere. So it is a additional burden to you, right? So what even the distributor thinks is, as and when I'm getting the order, I'll order to the company, or a very small amount will be kept with the particular dealer or the distributor. And if it is exceeding that, so he can anyway order from the company, and they'll be having a good relationship, or even the customer will inform the customer that these many days are required for me to fetch it. Okay, so to keep it, it is a cost that is involved, right? A place is required, some person is required to keep and maintain if more stock is ordered. So to encourage doing this, in the sense, it is good for the company stating that okay, my distributor is buying more from me. Okay, so there is a push that happens. If you are there in a company, or if you are having work experience, you'll be knowing. So the company pushes its products towards the uh, distributor or the stockist. Why? Because if he thinks he's having more, he'll put more efforts to sell them. Otherwise, he'll say he'll just sit there. As and when a particular person comes and asks him, then only he will sell it. But if they sell more and if it is there in front of him, it will be very irritating. Okay, because he will be putting his money over there. Okay, that particular amount is not in cash form, it is in the product form. So he has to sell it to get it into cash form. So no doubt there is liquidity, but even liquidity in the sense he needs to sell it, then only he'll get that particular amount. Okay, but for the company there will be some particular days, like 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, and up to 90 days will be having credit cycles. In the sense, if I buy today, the distributor has to pay after 90 days or on 90 days. So up to 90 days we have seen they could start from a week. Okay, 7 days to 90 days. So depending upon the quantity that he picks every time. So there could be some minimum quantity that he needs to pick, MOQ we call, minimum ordering quantity. So the people who order in bulk, okay, they'll be getting more credit cycles, more number of days per credit cycle. Okay, so that's what they encourage them. So what is the difference between me who buys a particular product worth rupees 100 and a person who is buying the products worth rupees 1 lakh? So 100, where is 100 and where is 1 lakh? So different kind of what do you call, facilities are provided to a person who is buying 1 lakh per month, okay, than a person who is buying 100 per month. Okay, so these are some of the things. He could be getting more of discounts, okay, than this person who is buying products worth rupees 100. Okay, so there if you see the profit margin for the person who is having, like, buying products worth 1 lakh, he'll be having more discounts. So he'll be getting more profits. But only thing is he needs to be able to sell that particular amount in a very less number of time, or less amount of time. Then only he'll be profitable. Otherwise, he has to just take it, he has to dump it in his godown, and there also he'll be having more of what do you call it? Uh, More of amount that has to be put. So for place, for people to take care of it, then for transportation. So all these things are very much important. So the company encourages the people who buy in bulk. So there, that's why they say it's encouraging them to stock, then promote. Okay, if he's having more of your product, he will try to push your product first because he wants to empty his stock. Okay, if something is there which is of very less quantity, you might say it is a very less quantity, 10 or 20 items are only there. So I can sell it sometime later. So I will first focus on the products where I am having some 100 or 200 numbers. Okay, instead of 10 or 20. So I'll bring them to 50, 60, then I'll start selling the other one. Okay, even if it is of a better quality or of a higher price, he will be looking at his stock again. So for everything, he will be checking because even that is money that is being stuck with him in the form of a product, right? So he has to dispose of it. So there, these things are there. Then to display the manufacturer's product. So you might be having different kind of products, but there are some displays everywhere. Okay, or there are some racks where those are put for only display. Even if you go to these medical shops and all, nowadays you can find those displays where you can see some deodorants, okay, some soaps, medicated soaps, some shampoos. So even there you are getting all these things, okay, in medical shops. But if you see, they'll be kept on the shelves where everybody can see in front, a small box at the side of the counter and all. Why? These are they are basically paid for it, or they are providing that particular small box which is there, and their products will be put in that particular box and it is being showcased. So as and when you come in, the first thing that you'll be looking at is these products. Okay, so basically it is a medical shop. He has to keep medicines, but people won't understand what medicine it is because the names are like that, and we are not from that particular background usually. Okay, if you go there, you will not understand anything. But if you see the product, okay, like a shampoo and all, there are so many advertisements, and you are familiar with it. So those things are kept, like face creams, then shampoos, face packs, perfumes. So all these things. If you go to a medical shop, also you can just observe nearby. So near the counter where you are standing, you can find these things even at the down. So wherever he is having a counter, there is a glass thing that will be under that. So there also you find these things. Plus at the sides, at the eye level. So there also you are finding all these things. Okay. Then so these are like manufacturers are basically concentrating on all these people for the display of their products. Okay, so you can see like chocolates and all, Snickers or Dairy Milk, they are providing their boxes, right? They are keeping that particular box. If you go there, you can see Snickers, small fridge kind of thing will be there with everywhere Snickers is written. Okay, or if you see Dairy Milk, even they are giving like a slanted kind of thing where you can open and give the chocolates to the people, like where a particular display is there in a slanted format where even the small kid can see, right? So these are some of the ways where the manufacturers are basically promoting their products to the resellers. Okay, so now buying allowances. What are these buying allowances? It is offered to resellers in the form of price reduction on merchandise ordered during a fixed period. They'll say, okay, if you order, like these are basically done on the at the time where it is a non-seasonable. Okay, so it's a seasonable product, and at the non-season, they'll say, okay, if you buy at this from this month to this month, or these 7 days or these 10 days, then you are getting some additional discount of so many. Okay, you can even see like if you buy 5 boxes, one box is free, or even in chocolates, if you buy the bigger box, they say okay, some 3 chocolates or 5 chocolates of the same price are extra in there. So these are the profits that he will be getting. If he sells all of it, then he'll get those uh, amount of 4 or 5 chocolates which were there extra. Okay, in months and all, if you see, if you buy the whole box, you can see there some 2 chocolates are extra, or 5 chocolates are extra. Okay, so for example, if it is of 5 rupees and 5 chocolates are extra, 25 rupees you are getting. Okay, plus that particular whatever the amount uh, of discount that is being given to you. So plus that particular 4 or 5 chocolates. So you can sell it, you can eat it, you can give it just like that. Okay. So whatever. So those are extra for you. It is depending upon you what you do with it. Okay. So these are some things like that. So then it can be in the form of off invoice allowance, where certain percentage deducted from the invoice or free goods. Okay, you can see. So many of the places, if you buy something of a certain amount, you are getting something free. Like for example, you are getting some compost boxes free. Okay, so it depends on the lot size and the amount that you are paying, or the size of the order, okay, that you are paying, or the size of the order that you are putting to the manufacturer. Okay, so all the places, so at times it is directly pushed to the end user. Okay, like you might have seen earlier, now you are not getting much of those. Like for Milo and all, you used to get a steel glass free. Okay, for Boost you used to get a racket free. Okay, tennis racket. So all these you might have seen, or you might have in your house. Okay, so Milo used to get give you a lot of different things. So when I was small, I remember compost boxes used to come, like a mobile phone or different kinds. Basically, I remember that now. So with all these milk additions like Milo, Boost, okay, so all these things, if you used to buy, you used to get some additional thing with it, like a steel glass, a tumbler, okay, a particular game set. Oh, so many things like that. Even I have seen tennis balls, okay, free with all these things. Okay, tennis rackets, small tennis balls, then this bouncing balls you say. So if you drop it, it jumps to a larger extent. So those kind of things were also free, which were directly given to the end users, and some additional would be given to the resellers also, where they could use it or they could sell it apart from these particular goods. Okay, so again, where extra amounts of goods are given to purchase of specific amount. I told you this. If you buy a big pack, you are getting some additional amount of chocolates. If you buy some 1 kg of chocolate, so even at times small candies and all, so you will get at a bigger box. If you see, it could be given in kgs. Okay, so if you buy 2 kgs, you will be getting some 500 grams, not 500, it is too high. So 100 grams or 150 grams extra free, okay, to the reseller. So if they sell everything at the MRP only, so whatever extra is given to them, that will be a additional benefit. Okay, then they are easy to implement and well accepted and is effective also. So like you might know nowadays, if not recently, so few days back, just before lockdown and all, if you see, you would have gone to shops like Reliance Trends and all. So if you bill, okay, for a certain amount, you would get a certain thing on additional payment of a little bit of price. Like for example, if you are making a purchase of around 4,000 rupees, you are eligible to get a cookware set, okay, at 500 rupees extra only. Sir, the amount is 3,000 rupees on that, so you have to just pay 500. That is what they may tell you. So something like that also is given to the resellers. If you order this much of particular quantity, and these many prices are there for you, like you can choose. Okay, there could be 2 or 3 things. Okay, I have seen where even people are getting two-wheelers and all. So such big orders they'll put, and they'll give some 10,000 or 5,000 rupees more, and they are getting two-wheelers. Okay, they are getting gym equipment. Okay, then what? They are getting home interior designs. Okay, designer pieces. So clocks. So all these things are being given to them based on the lot size. Okay, how much they are basically buying. Then the price discounts given to resellers may not reach the consumers. Okay, at times it is said that okay, it has to be given to the end users, and some people may not give, like balls and all. Okay, if the person doesn't want it, or he is having multiple of those, you say okay. The end customer also only says don't want, or in urgency it may so happen that even if the reseller is aware of that particular extra product to be given, he might forget. Okay, and stating that okay, like so many things he had to do, so in that he forgot to give the additional item if it is outside the box. So many a times now what the resellers or the manufacturers are doing, they are putting the product in, like the additional product whatever they are giving, they are putting it inside the package itself. So many times you can see like a QR code or anything, or any product they say available inside or put inside. So this you can see most of the time in chips and all. So many a times if you see chips, So they are giving you some small toys or something just for the small kids, okay, to attract small kids. So earlier, what used to do, they used to do is that particular package used to be there, plus additional those particular products would be sent to the resellers. But at times they may give it to the people, or they may not give it to the end users. So now what they are doing is they are putting it inside the package itself. So as and when you buy it, you are already getting it as it is inside the package. So as and when you tear the package to get the product you are intended, you are getting that additional product as well, whatever they are selling you, are giving you in free with the product, right? So those all things are there in trade allowances and buying allowances. Next, promotional allowances. So what are promotional allowances? It is a discount for performing certain promotional or merchandising activities in support of their brand. So you can see in this particular photo here, all the right ingredients for big sales. In the sense, so these people, okay, a particular retail shop or a wholesale, they are having a fair kind of thing where they are promoting a particular product. Okay, so for this, they will ask additional funds or additional whatever requirement is there, like the printed matter and all. It could be sent directly by the manufacturing company to these people. Okay, so that is this. Then it may include providing special displays, as I told you, displays, then printed matter and all. Then regular shelf position. So other than a particular way of things to be kept, you might have seen in Big Bazaar and all near the building counter, you can find a sneaker stand, okay, or a Patanjali stand. So these additional things are given to them. Okay, then running in store promotional programs or for including the product in their ad. So they might give that ad, right? So in local newspapers or local TV channels stating that okay, they are having this particular number of days where more of discount is there, or this sale or that sale, okay, or big sale, something like that would be there. So while promoting that, they could show their products. Okay, you might see a store is shown, so in front of it different things would be there. So they would keep these particular people's product or these manufacturers products there, so that it is there wherever this particular promotion for that particular store is. Okay, then manufacturers generally specify the activity to be performed to qualify for the promotional allowances. Means manufacturers tell them, okay, I want these all things to be done in your particular fair or in your particular big sale or something. Then only I'll pay you. Then only you are eligible. So I minimum want these things. On top of that, you can do anything or you don't do anything. I don't care. But to qualify for me to give you that particular promotional amount, you need to have these many programs. So even everything will be given by them. Okay, the manufacturers, you need to do this, you need to take so many pictures, you need to put it all those in all these places. So all these things are already told to the distributors or the retailers. Okay, then manufacturers want more displays of its products in various areas of the store where related products are sold. So what do you mean by related products? Like for example, if you are going to buy sugar, okay, if you're going to buy sugar, so there will be the manufacturers of tea or coffee want their promotions to be done at the place where sugar is being kept. Okay, around that you need to promote tea powder or coffee powder or anything that goes with it. Okay, so at times even bread. So many people like having bread with tea. Okay, so these kind of things where one goes with the other. So they want where one is there, they want the promotions of the other to be done. So that as and when you try to buy some sugar, you will see advertisement of tea or coffee, then you want to even buy that. So you suddenly remember that okay, we are running low at home, and you were not remembering it. So suddenly you remember, yes, I need to buy even tea or coffee with it. Then you go there and you buy their tea or coffee because even you might be buying it, or most of the promotions are done for that particular product, right? So you are basically trying to make a particular buyer not only sugar but its related products as well. Okay, like if you're buying bread, you can see some cheese or some mayonnaise or whatever that is related with it. Okay, some toasters. So all these ads should be there near it. Okay, so these are complementary products. If one is there, you need to have the other one as well. It will go hand in hand. So these are the things what people do. Even you go, you may not observe all these things. But from now, if you go to any store, if you see any promotional activities done, okay, you can observe this. So if something is kept, one product is kept, just near to that there are many promotions done which are related products. Okay, related products basically. So these are promotional allowances. Then comes slotting allowances. This is important. You might have seen, I gave you an example of the medical stores. Okay, then just go through it. I'll explain it in between. It is also called stocking allowance or introductory allowance or street money. In the sense, you can see here, okay, the center one, if you see, okay, it is more lit than the other two because they are paying for this to have their product kept here in front, okay, and in center directly. So they are not keeping it here or here, they are keeping it here. And if you see the lighting also, it is more brighter than these two because they are paying more. Okay, they'll get the premium place in the store. Okay, so it is an allowance for agreeing to handle a new product. So if new product is there, they need more of promotions to have for the people to buy them. Then it is the fees retailers charge for providing a slot or position to accommodate the new product. So if you see, these all are full. Okay, these all things are full here. All the slots are full. So if somebody comes and tells them, okay, I'll pay you more. Okay, I need slot here. Okay, for my product. So what will happen? Instead of keeping full here, what do? They remove one of the racks. Okay, it could be this, it could be this, or it could be this. So there are same products are there throughout this half of this particular rack. If you see here, so they'll empty one rack, they'll put one, or they'll empty two racks, they'll put the new product over there. Okay, so based on the price, if they are giving too much high, it could be put here. So because these three rows are almost having the same kind of product here, if you see. Okay, so what do? They'll put it here because these are already premium. They have paid. Okay, so if you will get at the eye height if you are paying more. If you are paying less, it will go on top or it will go on bottom. So usually if you go to store, even you can observe, we will be looking at our eye height. Okay, the height that is exactly in front of us. That is the height at which I can see. So I will be observing those products more than the products which are there kept on the higher shelves or the lower shelves. It is very rare that I see down. Okay, so if I search for something and I come to a related store, then I'll search. Otherwise, I'll mostly look and I mostly observe the things which are at my eye height. Okay, so those things are then it is the cost associated with the new product like redesigning store shelves, entering the product into their computers, finding warehouse space, and briefing employees about the new product. So just keeping it will not help. So all these things needs to be done. It has to be entered into the person's what you call computers. Okay, product into the computers, finding the warehouse place where it could be kept, then telling the employees or making them aware that this is a new product that is there. You can sell it. Okay, if you tell the workers over there, they'll try to push these particular products into the shelves as well as towards the customers as well. Then they are considered to be anti-competitive in the sense you are paying more to be kept over there. Okay, so many a times it is done for new products. Old products, so even the company, manufacturing company knows that when it is kept anywhere on top or bottom, people search for it. They'll ask for the people over there where that particular product is, then they'll buy it. So these things are mostly employed for the new products or the people who are trying to gain more of market share. They are paying more money to be seen in the stores. Okay, then they shift the risk of new product introduction from resellers to manufacturers. Okay, in the sense if it is not sold by resellers, it is not their fault because they are getting their money in premium. Okay, this is a risk to the manufacturers. Even after doing all these things, if people don't buy the product, they cannot do anything. Okay, the manufacturers cannot do because the slot the manufacturer has already said, I want this shelf to be kept my product and those many shelves in all over the store or wherever it is necessary. So that thing is done. They are paying the store for all those things. Okay, so The work of reseller is done now. He has to only maintain the stock now. Okay, in the sense, if it is being sold, many people are buying it, he has to reshelf those things. In the sense, he has to replenish them in the particular rack. So if the things are like empty, he needs to put them back again in the shelves wherever they belong. So only that work is left. The rest, the premium amount is already being given to the reseller. Okay, this is slotting allowance. Next comes display and point of purchase materials. Display and point of purchase materials. They are important to marketers as research has proven that nearly two-thirds of the consumers' buying decisions are made in retail stores. So what does this mean? So in the sense you go to buy one thing and you buy hell a lot of things. So many times it so happens that you are going there to buy one thing and you forget that and you buy so many other things and come back and then you realize that you have gone to buy this and you have not bought it. Many times it happens. Okay. But what they are telling is two-thirds of the consumers buying decisions are made in retail store because they might have not remembered it, but when they go to the retail store, suddenly they see it and they say, "Oh, yes, I wanted this, yes, I wanted that." Okay, so again you'll see the nearby promotions. Okay, complimentary products. Yes, even this I was needed. So this is I'm running low on all these products. Okay, even if your intention was not to buy those things. Okay, this happens basically with biscuits, then chips. Okay, so all these things or your cold drinks and also those who are having habit of having all those things. Okay, so even if they go to store with the intention of buying something else, when they see these things, they'll buy it. Okay, even chocolates. There are many people like it could be small kids or even uh, young people nowadays. They like to eat chocolates of different kinds. It could be dark chocolate. Okay, even there's a conception that okay, dark chocolate is good for health. It might be, but based on all these things, when you see that, you will buy it. But you are not having the intention of buying it. You have seen it, now you want it. So it's like that. So these are point of purchases. Okay, because of the display that you have seen, or you see the product over there, you have used it, and you know that okay, that got over, or it's about to be over at home, but you are not having that intention to buy. As and when you see it, you want to buy it now. Okay, it may include end of aisle display. In the sense, at the end of the aisle in the sense end of the racks. Okay, a set of racks on two sides. We call it as a aisle. In between you go, right? So end of the aisle display. So at the end, you will be having the display of these like banners, posters, shelf cards, then motion pieces and stand-up racks. So these stand-up racks, if you see, like I gave example of Patanjali or sneakers, so they'll be having a whole rack for themselves. Okay, a special rack is given to all these things, and they'll be keeping them at the beginning. So if you are coming from this end, so many a times aisles are like in between. Okay, so from both the ends you can get in. So at one of the ends it will be kept for you. Okay, so if you go there you can see all those things. Then stand-up racks. Then though it has one of the lowest CPM. What is CPM? If you remember, it's cost per thousand. Okay, it was explained in the earlier module. Okay, you can go and check CPM, cost per thousand. In the sense, what is the cost for me that I am using to reach 1,000 people? So that is CPM. It faces challenge as retailers refuse to entertain too many POP displays. POP displays in the sense point of purchase. POP is point of purchase displays. So these are very evidently there in malls and all. At the billing counter, you can see some racks at the sides, some chocolates, toothpicks, okay, some matchbox. So all these things are kept, chewing gums. So these are kept very near to the billing counter. So as and when you are waiting for the billing in line, so you can see all those things and you can pick some. Okay, so for that only those are kept. Then retailers demand customized point of display, pop displays basically. Retailers demand customized. So you want customized one. Okay, I'm not having that much of space. I want of this height. I want of this width. So even many companies are providing them as per the requirements of the resellers also, because each and every store may not have the size of display that we are giving it to them. So they want a customized one, and yes, So there would be some standard sizes. So each and everyone they may not give, okay, but they might do some standard sizes. Then they could say, okay, this sizes are available. Which one you want? Okay, so this is there because it is very difficult to customize for each and every retailer. We'll make some standard sizes, stating that okay, these sizes are available, and based on the size that is available to the reseller, he will pick up the adequate size of the pop display. Okay, then it is very important for the pop display to be creative to send across a right message to the consumer. So creative, you can see like just here, Nestle. You can see Nestle how well they have done it. So this is Snickers. That is like a why this is done like a fuel station. If you remember, hungry kya Snickers khao. In the sense, it is telling you that if you are hungry, you can recharge yourself. So as and when your fuel is over, you are going to the particular fuel station, right? So it looks something like this. So they are basically stating that if you eat this, you are getting more of energy. So that is what is the Snickers. So these are the point of display, pop display, what we call point of purchase display. So this is a Nescafe chocolate racks are there. So different chocolates are being kept of Nescafe. Sorry, Nestle. Nescafe, I'm telling. Nestle. So those are here, and here you could see a uh, Snickers station. They have written Snickers station. So this is kind of a fuel filling station. Okay. So they want to show that okay, if you eat this, you are getting more of energy and your hunger goes up. Okay. So that is what is pop. So these are pop displays. Then comes sales training programs. What are the sales training programs? It is aimed at training the resellers personally. In the sense, the people who are working with the distributors or the retailers. So those people are being trained by the manufacturers. So in the sense, the company people will be going around everywhere, right? So I told you about the regional manager, okay, or the just not the manager. So manager will be having many people under him. So those people will be moving around in the market, okay. So those people are trained first, then they'll train the people of the distributors or the resellers about the product, how to carry them, how to keep them, okay. If they are having a unique kind of design, okay, they want it to be seen by the people in a certain way. It has to be kept at a certain angle. It has to be kept at this height. How to lift them? Okay, these particular things are made for helping you lift it. So all these things they may not know. The people may not know who are working in the shops, okay, or at the distributor's place. So these personnel or these people go and even train them. Okay, then it believes a knowledgeable salesperson can provide consumers with information about features, benefits, and advantages of the products. Okay, they'll tell them okay what are the uses of this, who can use it, who may not use it. Okay, so it is encouraged to sell. Why? So what are the features of the product? How it is being built? So all these things are being like informed to the personnel of the resellers. In turn, when people come and ask them about something, in turn it is being that particular knowledge is being transferred to the end user. Okay. Then the training can be provided through classroom training or providing training assistance. In the sense they could be called in a classroom, like how your normal college works. So you are sitting in a classroom, we are coming there, we are teaching you something like that. The sales personnel are kept in like are called in a particular classroom. Then a particular knowledgeable person, he will explain them okay how to do and how to give them information. Basically, this is being taught to them or providing training assistance. In the sense, weekly once or yearly, not yearly, monthly twice or so, a particular person goes in and he will try to resolve the issues relating the product if any are there. Okay, so this is training assistant. Just I give an example. Then the training can be include the training can include sales techniques and also the act of motivational sessions. In the sense, just giving the information may not work. Okay, I'll give the information to you, but when the customer asks, you should be willing to tell the information to them. Even if you know, you may not tell, right? So we need to encourage you. We need to motivate. Okay, so motivational sessions are also there, stating that if you do this, this happens. Okay, you learn more of these things. So focus more on communication and even they will tell them in what way they need to communicate. Okay, what kind of information. There will be some things in the market which the competitors may be telling them. Okay, I am very good. I am better than your this particular product. So if the customer asks these people, okay, I've seen this ad. So how it is different? Is it true and all? So they need to give adequate information and not taking the competitor's name actually. So this is what sales personnel should do. So usually they'll not take the competitor's name unless they know very well about each other. So it is not usually recommended to name your competitors while discussion like this. Okay, then the selling aids can include sales manual, product brochures, reference manuals, and videos with product information, product use demonstration, and ideas for selling. So the training might include all these things. Like manuals could be given reference to refer them as and when anybody is asking something. Then there could be videos like how to assemble. Okay, if something happens, how to take care of it. Okay, then the product brochures, reference manuals, videos, then product information, product use demonstration. So there could be some videos or there could be some pamphlets or a set of instructions like how to go about. Okay, for the demonstration and for ideas for selling. So everything is being provided. So this comes under sales training. Okay. Next we are having trade shows. What are trade shows? We have seen some of it. So here, if you see, it is a forum where the manufacturers can display their products to current as well as potential customers. Okay, so for the end users, there was also trade shows given to you. So there, from the point of end user was given. So in this case, from the point of manufacturers is given. Okay, like in Bangalore, so every year there is a show, a trade show that happens for cutting tools and for manufacturers basically. So this is called as Intex. So and somebody could remember this. If you go, you could have seen the big billboards. Imtex 2021, Imtex 2020, Imtex 2019. Okay, something like this. So at times there are some every like 2 years it is repeated. Okay, so there are two products that are done. So one is for tools and all. So cutting tools in manufacturing. So cutting tools and all is done 1 year, and the consecutive year next to that they are going for machines, big machines which use these particular tools. Then again next year the tools are kept. So like this alternatively those things are done. So these are called as trade shows. So if you're having any unique products or something new you're coming up or you are entering into the market, so many people in and around who use these things, they come and visit, stating that they could get some good deals if they are going there, or they could be able to see some new things. Okay, because as and when people are having problems or facing problems, the manufacturers are trying to solve them. So they could come and check whether any solution or any new thing has been come into the market, where easily they could cut or they could mill or they could remove material or easily shape something. Okay, so all these things are there. So if you go to such trade shows, you will understand. Okay, then it is major opportunity to display one's product lines and interact with customers. So you could display all your products over there. Then if somebody comes and asks, okay, what is the price of it, what are the specifications and all, so you can directly interact with the people. Plus, you can get their card as well as you can give your card, stating that if you need any help or if you want to buy our products, you can contact us. So it is both. You are getting the prospect customers information as well as you are giving your information to them. Okay. It is well attended by important management personnel from large companies, distributors, and reseller representatives. Okay, here all the companies, all basically 90% of all the companies related to the trade show, okay, will be there. So all the competitors, so big people, in the sense top level management will come and roam around. Okay, what my competitor has done, any new product they have come up with, okay, how it looks, so what strategy is using. So all those things are being done, taken care of. Not only customers, but the competitors also look at each other's product. They, if they have any doubt, they'll go and check, making themselves look like customers. Okay. So all these things happen in a trade show. Then promotions at trade show include demonstration of product, identifying new products, gathering customer and competitors information, and getting orders for the product. So if you go to trade shows like this, many a times they'll show you, okay, they'll show you personally how it is being done by doing it. Okay, why they demonstrate. Or many a times nowadays what is happening is they are filming it. Okay, a particular video is made and that is run on a loop. Okay, in the sense, okay, a particular cutting is being shown. Okay, my product rotates at this particular price and cuts so much material per minute. So instead of cutting the product or showing that particular cutting there in front of them for 100 times and wasting it, so what they do, they'll keep it. Okay, once they'll be putting it over there, but they'll not show it repeatedly. But they'll make a video of it and they'll display over there. Okay, so if anybody is interested, he will see the video, he will go there, he will ask, okay, can I see? If he is really interested. If some order is being given or he wants to check, then only they'll switch it on and they'll show it to them. Otherwise, he has to look at the videos and he should ask orally. So that particular demo may not be shown to him. Okay, so these things happen. Then they are ideal for introducing new products. So trade shows and all, if you see. So for example, car shows will happen. Okay, so these big car companies, they make new products or new designs just for those trade shows. Okay, so there are some spots where people are more or these are specially kept for new products. Okay, so they buy those particular places. Buy in the sense they'll book those particular places and their cars are being displayed over there. So this is the new technology that will be coming. Okay, this is the new design which we are coming up with. So the upcoming model will be displayed over there. Okay, so this is just to create interest, okay, or to hook the customer towards them. In the sense, as they'll be waiting for this product to come out. So after the product comes out, if the person comes to know, it takes some time. So what they do is they display all these things, stating that okay, will come up in the next year. So people are already ready to buy this. Okay, so they'll look at it. Many a times those are only display pieces, so they'll not allow you to move around or have a demo or something. So they'll not switch it on or something. Okay, or whatever features they are basically focusing, those things are focused more. If that requires switching on, then they'll do it. Okay, so many people like directly have a show, like for example Tesla. If you see, they had come up with the launch of the most awaited one. Okay, I don't remember the name of it. So Elon Musk comes and he shows everything. So like things happen. In a sense, they may not go on right. So he takes a ball, static like a metal ball, and throws at the window. He says it is bulletproof. It's not bulletproof. It is like scratch proof or it is resistant to hits like this. So instead of rebonding it, it rebonds, but the glass cracks. Okay, he tries it on the back one. Again, the glass cracks. Okay, he states that okay, I was claiming this, but it is not. But usually, most of the times, it is. We have tried a lot of time on this, so I think it is basically broken. So these things happen, but you need to be ready for it. Okay, so these things are available on internet. This happened last year. Okay, I think Tesla Model 5 or so. So you can check on this. So there are specific shows organized only for the launch of certain vehicles. Okay, so he said, okay, these things are there. It is open for pre-booking, and there was a huge pre-booking orders that was given to them. Okay, it was an online order which you could place at a particular amount, paying a particular amount, and they said you'll get this like after 1.5 years based on the your particular number in queue. Okay, so then they provide valuable leads for follow-up. As I told you, as you basically talk to your customers, you get their information, you give your information. So for follow-up, you'll be getting leads. Okay, these will be my potential customers. So they really want it, then I later on I'll go back, I'll arrange all those things, then I'll give them a call. Okay, sir, you had come to a trade show and you were very interested in our products. Are you ready to buy them or you need any information? So these follow-up things are done after this particular trade show. Then it helps manufacturer to entertain customers and engage with resellers. So many resellers come there, distributors come. They talk to the top level management, stating that okay, these are the problems or everything is going on well. Please have some these modifications asked by many people or many complaints are there related to this. So everything could be directly discussed in trade shows, okay, with the resellers or the distributors. Then research proves that trade shows generate product awareness and interest and can have economic returns. Okay, so the people who are not knowing that a particular company is into all these products or new machine has come up with those particular manufacturers. So that particular information reaches the end customer, plus it generates interest. Okay, so these people are coming with so many things. They might also come up with something new, or even you may get good ideas, stating good ideas in the sense some problem is there and you are not aware of it. So they can tell you and they'll ask you whether can you provide some solution to this and all. So the company can think over it. Plus they can get many sales that can happen. I told you, like the follow-up thing, leads for follow-up. So you are getting the potential customers or many people book there itself. Okay. So they'll ask what is the lead time and all. If you book now, you'll get it after 10 days or so, or just after the trade show ends, or they'll link them up to the sales team. Okay. So directly the sales team will take care of them. So you are getting an order directly in a trade show. So where you are having economic returns. This is trade shows. Okay. Then see the example here, trade shows. The people are there, so there are many stalls. Okay, they are coming and looking. Similar products should be there basically. So I told you about the cutting tools. So all the stalls will be of cutting tools. If it is of a machine, so all of it will be related to that particular machines. Okay, machines doing that. So I have seen even trade shows for construction materials. So what new construction materials are there? So what new methods have been done? So what all quantity you can provide? So what would be the lead time? So all these things I have seen, like or even like construction. I told. So there are companies like from cement to iron to products like JCB, wheel loaders. So all these things come over there in these particular trade shows. Okay, they focus about when it is construction. So it will be a small house to a big bridge. Okay, everything related to this particular construction would be there. Okay, so all the things from as small as sand is concerned or cement is concerned to JCBs, okay, then trucks, big trucks. So all these people will be present over there showcasing their products in those particular trade shows. Okay, then cooperative advertising. So from here we'll start. Okay, in the next class. So I hope, yeah, we are done with our time. So from cooperative advertising, we'll start in the next class.